I always believed loyalty was simple. If I stood by people, they would stand by me. That belief shaped my whole life, my choices, my patience, and my silence. Just one more month, I told Emily one night. Things will get better at work. She didn't look up from her phone. You always say that. I know, I said, forcing a laugh. But I mean it this time. Ryan chuckled from the couch. Man, you've been saying that since last year. I smiled because that was my role. Someone has to believe. Mark believed in me too. Or at least I thought he did. Stick with me, Mark said in his office. You're loyal. That matters here. Those words kept me going through late nights and missed dinners. The call came on a Tuesday. Can you come in for a moment? HR asked. I walked in calm. Mark wouldn't even look at me. There's been a complaint, the woman said. Misuse of company data. That's not possible, I said. Mark knows everything I work on. Mark cleared his throat. I was unaware of those files. I stared at him. You approved them. He avoided my eyes by the time I walked out. My badge was dead and my job was gone. I called Emily as I stood outside. I got fired, I said. I didn't do anything wrong, she sighed. I can't deal with this right now. I said. I need you. I'll call you later. She didn't. That night I went home early. The lights were on. Ryan's shoes were by the door. Emily froze when she saw me. You're home early, she said. So are you, I replied. Ryan stood up. Hey man, looked between them. What's going on? Nothing, Emily said too fast. I held up my phone. Why are there deleted messages between you two? Ryan rubbed his neck. It's not what you think. Then explain it, I said. Emily crossed her arms. You've been distant. I needed someone to talk to, and that someone was him, Ryan said quietly. It just happened. I laughed once, sharp and hollow. I lost my job today. Emily blinked. That's awful. Is it? Because you seem fine. Ryan tried to step closer. I didn't mean to hurt you. Then why did you? No one answered. I called Mark when they left. Mark, I said, you set me up. He paused. You're emotional. Give it time. Use me, I said. You'll land on your feet, he replied, then hung up. I sent messages. To friends. To family. I need help. Can we talk? I'm not okay. Seen, delivered. No replies. Ryan texted later. Let's talk when things calm down. Emily sent one line. I need space. I sat alone on the floor. I did everything right. I whispered, the silence answered. That was when I understood something I never wanted to learn. Betrayal doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just walks away and leaves you alone. I picked up my phone again and called. Ryan, why didn't you tell me? I asked. He exhaled. You were already stressed, so you thought lying would help? I didn't think you'd lose your job the same day. That makes it worse, I said. You knew I was barely standing. It was quiet. I didn't plan it. You never plan to hurt someone you don't respect, I replied. I went to the kitchen and poured a glass of water I didn't drink. Emily finally called back. I can't do this tonight. She said, do what? I asked, be honest? You're angry, she replied. I'm hurt, I corrected her. There's a difference. She paused. I need to think about myself. I laughed softly. You already did. When the call ended, the room felt smaller. I checked my bank account and did the math out loud. 2 months, I said. Maybe 3. No one argued with me. I opened my laptop and stared at my resume. What am I without this job? I asked the empty room. My phone buzzed once more. It was Mark. Don't make this harder than it is, he said. You ruined me. I replied, you're being dramatic, he answered. That word settled deep. I shut the laptop and leaned back against the wall. I trusted all of you. I said to no one. The clock kept ticking. That was the loudest sound in my life. I stood up slowly and wiped my face. Tomorrow, said. Testing the word, it sounded weak. but it was still there. I didn't know how to fix anything yet. I only knew one truth. When I fell, no one reached out, and that realization hurt more than the fall itself. I was alone, and this time, I finally saw it clearly. I woke up after 2 hours of sleep and checked my phone like something might have changed. Nothing had. I sat up and said, "Okay, get up. You're not dead." My voice sounded tired even to me. I called Emily again. She answered on the 4th ring. "What do you want now?" "I just want to talk," I said. "Please. You're making this harder than it needs to be," she replied. "You lied to me," I said. "With Ryan," she laughed softly. "You're twisting things. I saw the messages." "You invaded my privacy," she said. "That's the real problem." I closed my eyes. "So this is my fault?" "You pushed me away," she said. "You were always stressed. Always tired. I was working for us." "No," she replied. "You were hiding." The call ended before I could answer. I sat there staring at the wall and whispered, "I didn't hide." I went to the kitchen and opened the fridge. It was almost empty. "I'll fix that," I said. Even though I didn't know how, Ryan finally agreed to meet me later that day. We sat across from each other at a small cafe. He wouldn't look at me, say something. He stirred his coffee. "I never meant to hurt you. You slept emotionally with my girlfriend," I said. "That hurts. Wasn't physical," he replied quickly. "That's your defense?" He sighed. "You were falling apart. So you helped by betraying me?" He looked up then. "You're acting like a victim." I leaned back. "Because I am." He stood up. "I can't do this." "Of course you can't," I said. "Running is easier." He left without paying. I paid for both cups and felt stupid for expecting anything else. I called my sister next. "Can I stay with you for a few days?" I asked. She hesitated. "Things are hectic right now." "Okay," I said. "Just checking." I called a friend from college. "Bad timing," he said. "Let's talk later." Later never came. That evening, someone knocked on my door. It was Daniel, my landlord. "You're late on rent," he said. "I lost my job," I replied. "I need time." He crossed his arms. "Time costs money. I'll figure it out. You have 2 weeks," he said. "Then I file." He walked away before I could respond. I closed the door and slid down to the floor. "Breathe," I told myself. "Just breathe." The nights were the worst. I replayed every conversation. What did I miss? I asked the ceiling. In the morning, my phone buzzed. It was Laura from work. "I heard what happened," she texted. "Are you okay?" I stared at the message longer than I should have. "Not really," I replied. "I'm sorry," she said. "If you need a reference, I can help." "Thank you," I typed. "That means something." She didn't say anything else, but she didn't disappear either. That small thing stayed with me. I tried applying for jobs. "You're overqualified," one recruiter said. Another said, "We'll call you." They didn't. I checked my bank account again. "Stop," I told myself. "You already know." Emily sent a message that night. "I hope you're taking care of yourself." I laughed out loud. "Now you care?" I typed, "You didn't care when I needed you." She replied, "I can't fix you." Stared at the screen and whispered, "I didn't ask you to." Ryan blocked me. Mark never answered again. I sat alone in the dark with my phone on the floor. "I gave everything," I said. Why wasn't that enough? The silence pressed in. I thought about calling Laura again, then stopped. She's not responsible. I said. I lay back and watched the ceiling fan spin. This is what breaking looks like. I whispered. No one argued. No one interrupted. No one came to pull me up. That's when it hit me. They didn't just watch me fall. Some of them pushed. And the rest walked away while I broke in front of them. I woke up on the floor with my phone dead beside me and thought, so this is rock bottom. My throat felt tight and my head hurt, but what scared me most was the calm. I don't feel angry, I said. I feel empty. I tried calling Emily one last time, straight to voicemail. I typed, "We need to talk," then deleted it. Stop, I told myself. You already begged enough. I sat up and laughed quietly. Look at you. The mirror in the hallway caught my reflection. You look small, I said to myself. Smaller than you were? I went outside just to breathe. The air was cold, and my hands shook. I walked without a plan until I ended up near a small gym I'd passed 100 times before. The door was open. An older man was wiping down weights. You lost? He asked. I think so, I said. He nodded. That's usually when people come in. I'm not here to work out, I said. Just killing time. He looked me over. You look like someone who quit on himself. That stung. I didn't quit, I replied. People quit on me. He leaned on the counter. Same difference. I frowned. You don't know me. I know that face, he said. I see it every week. What face? The one that's waiting for an apology that's never coming? What's your name? Harris, he said. What's yours? I told him, so Harris said, Why are you here? I lost my job, I said. My girlfriend. My best friend. He shrugged. You lose keys too. You don't stop walking. That's not the same, he said. This hurts more. That's why it matters. I laughed bitterly. I gave everything to them. And? He asked, and they left. He crossed his arms. Then why are you still carrying them? I didn't answer. Harris tossed me a towel. Wipe your face. You're sweating like you're running, but you're standing still. I don't have money for a gym, I said. I didn't ask, he replied. I ask if you're done. Done with what? Begging, he said. Explaining. Waiting. I felt something twist in my chest. What if I want closure? He smiled slightly. Closure is a lie people tell themselves to avoid moving. I stared at the floor. So what do I do? You decide, he said. Are you going to prove them right or make them irrelevant? I sat down on a bench. I don't know how to start over, I admitted. You already did, he said. You walked in. I left the gym an hour later, sore and quiet. My phone buzzed when I turned it back on. Emily had texted, We should talk soon. Ryan sent, Can we clear the air? Mark sent nothing. I looked at the screen and felt tired instead of hopeful. I'm done. I said out loud. I deleted Emily's number. I blocked Ryan. I archived every old message. No more explaining. I whispered. That night, I wrote a list. Wake up early. Move your body. Learn something useful. Say less the next morning. My alarm rang at 6. I wanted to throw the phone. Get up, I told myself. No one's coming. I went back to the gym. Harris raised an eyebrow. You came back. I didn't quit, I said. He smirked. Good. Start with the basics. Between sets, my mind tried to drag me backward. What if they regret it? What if they apologize? No, I said, breathing hard. Too late. Days turned into routine. Pain replaced noise. Sweat replaced. Overthinking. I stopped checking my phone. When my sister finally called, I let it ring. That version of me is gone, I said quietly. At night, the silence still came, but it didn't scare me as much. I sat on my bed one evening and realized something strange. I don't want revenge. I said what I wanted was distance, control, peace. I remembered Harris's words, make them irrelevant. I smiled for the first time in weeks. They don't get access anymore. I whispered. I lay back and closed my eyes. I wasn't healed. I wasn't strong. Yet, but I had made a choice. And that choice changed. Everything, because revenge didn't mean destroying them. It meant building a life they could no longer touch CHP. For I stopped counting the days once the routine became normal again, Harris said. Slower this time. I breathed out. I've got it. You don't got anything, he replied. You earn it every day. I nodded and lifted again. The pain felt clean now at home. I opened my laptop and stared at a blank screen. Just right, I told myself. No names. No excuses. I typed a title and hesitated. Failure isn't the end. I read out loud. The first post was raw. I wrote about loyalty, silence, and rebuilding without applause. I didn't expect anyone to read it the next morning. There were comments, "This feels like my life. I needed this today. Thank you for saying what I couldn't." I leaned back. "That's new." Laura messaged me later. "I saw your post," she wrote. "Didn't know you were writing?" "I didn't either," I replied. She said, "It's honest. Don't stop." "I won't." I typed. She didn't push. She didn't ask questions that mattered. Weeks passed. The platform grew slowly and faster. I stayed anonymous. No faces, I told myself. Just truth. A message popped up one night. "My name's Sophia," it read. "Your words helped me leave something toxic." I stared at the screen. "Thank you," I replied. "I'm glad you chose yourself," she answered. "You helped me do that." I closed the laptop and sat quietly. "Okay," I whispered. "This is bigger than me." Ethan found me through the platform. "We should talk," he said on the call. "There's potential here." "I'm not selling motivation," I replied. "I know," he said. "You're selling honesty. We worked on structure, not stories. Stay real," he warned. "That's the power." I agreed. One afternoon, my phone rang. It was Emily. I almost didn't answer. "Hello?" I said. "I've been seeing your posts," she said softly. "I don't know what you're talking about." "I know it's you." I didn't deny it. "You seem different," she said. "I am," I replied. "I miss talking to you." I looked out the window. "Why now?" "Things are complicated," she said. "They always were," I replied. She sighed. "Ryan and I argue all the time. I'm not part of that," I said. "I know," she whispered. "I just wanted to hear your voice." "You heard it," I said. "Take care." I hung up without shaking. Ryan tried next. He caught me outside the gym. "Man," he said, "you look good." "I feel better," I replied. He laughed nervously. I wanted to explain. "You already did," I said. "I was confused back then," he insisted. "I'm not confused now," I answered. He frowned. "So that's it?" "That's it," I said calmly. He walked away slower than he arrived. Laura joined me for coffee a few days later. "You're calmer," she said. "I stopped arguing with ghosts," I replied. She smiled. "I like this version of you." "So do I," I said. Mark's name came up in a comment thread. Someone wrote, "Funny how managers disappear when truth shows up." I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Ethan called later. "Your audience doubled this month." Said, "I'm still the same guy." I replied, "That's why it's working," he said. That night, Emily messaged again. "I wish I hadn't lost you." I typed slowly. "You didn't lose me. You let go." She didn't reply. I set my phone down and went to bed. The silence felt earned. In the mirror, I barely recognized the man looking back. "You're standing straight," I said to myself. The comments kept coming. The messages kept growing. I didn't chase any of it. I just showed up. And somewhere along the way, I realized something important. While I was rebuilding, they were watching, and for the first time that didn't matter at all.
I found out about Mark on a random afternoon when Ethan called me. "You see the news?" he asked. "No," I said. "What happened?" "Internal audit," he replied. "Your name came up." "He's done." I stayed quiet. "That's it?" Ethan asked. "What do you want me to say?" I replied. He paused. "Nothing. Just checking." I hung up and went back to work. Laura noticed. "You're smiling," she said. "Am I?" "A little," she replied. "Did something good happen?" "Something fair," I said. She nodded like she understood. That night, my inbox exploded. People shared my posts everywhere. This saved me. I felt seen. "You helped me walk away." I typed a new post slowly. "I don't believe in revenge," I wrote. "I believe in self-respect." The response was instant. Ryan showed up 2 days later. He stood in front of me like he used to. "You got time?" he asked. "I have 5 minutes," I replied. He swallowed. "I messed up." "I know," I said. No, he insisted. I really messed up. I crossed my arms. What do you want from me? Forgiveness, he said. I looked at him calmly. Why? Because I can't sleep, he said. I lost people, trust, everything. I nodded. That's unfortunate. He blinked. That's it. That's it, I said. You're not angry, he asked. I was, I replied. I spent it already. He stared at the ground. I thought you'd yell. I don't need to, I said. Life's doing that for me. He left without another word. Emily came next. She looked tired. I didn't think this would happen, she said. What did you think? I asked. That we'd figure it out, she replied. I stayed silent. She laughed nervously. Say something. I am, I said. By listening. Her eyes filled. I lost everything. You made choices, I replied. She shook her head. I never meant to hurt you. I know, I said. That doesn't change anything. She reached for my hand and stopped herself. Do you hate me? She asked. No, I said honestly. That's worse, she whispered. I hope you heal, I added. She cried quietly and walked away. Laura sat beside me after. You okay? She asked. I am, I said. Surprisingly. She smiled. You handled that with grace. I handled it with distance, I replied. Same thing, she said. My platform crossed 1 million followers that week. I recorded a live session. Someone asked, why don't you expose them? I shook my head. Because my peace matters more. Another asked, do they deserve forgiveness? I don't decide that, I said. I decide access. The comments flooded in. That line changed me. I needed that strength. I closed the stream feeling steady. Ethan called again. You're inspiring people, he said. I'm just being honest, I replied. That's rare, he said. Later that night, Mark emailed me. I owe you an apology, he wrote. I read it once and archived it. No reply, I said aloud. Laura texted. Proud of you. Thank you, I replied. I sat on my balcony and listened to the city. I used to think silence meant weakness, I said to myself. Now it felt like power. Mark lost his position. Ryan lost his image. Emily lost her illusion. I lost nothing anymore. People expected rage. I gave them calm. They expected revenge. I gave them distance. And that hurt more than anything I could have said. I smiled faintly and whispered the truth I finally understood. When Karma spoke, I stayed silent, and that silence said everything they needed to hear. CHP 6. I stood backstage listening to the crowd settle and said quietly, this used to scare me. Ethan glanced over. You ready? I am, I replied. I wasn't before. Now I am. Laura squeezed my arm. You don't owe anyone anything. I know, I said. That's why this feels light. I stepped onto the stage, the lights warm but not blinding. I looked out and spoke into the mic. I didn't come here to motivate you, I said. I came to tell you the truth. The room went still. I lost people I loved, I continued. I lost my job. I lost myself for a while. I paused and smiled faintly. But I didn't lose my future. A few people nodded. I walked slowly. When everything fell apart, I thought silence meant failure. I shook my head. Turns out, silence can mean growth. Someone in the front row whispered, yes. I kept going. I used to chase explanations, I said. Apologies. Closure. I laughed softly. None of that fixed me. I took a breath. What fixed me was choosing myself. Applause broke out, not loud, but real. I continued. If someone walks away from you when you're breaking, let them. The room felt closer. You don't heal by proving them wrong, I said. You heal by proving yourself right. When I stepped off stage, my chest felt open, not heavy. Emily stood near the exit. She didn't wave. She didn't approach. She just watched. And I felt nothing sharp. Ethan leaned in. That was powerful. It was honest, I said. Laura smiled. I'm glad you shared it. So am I replied. Later that night, I sat alone in my hotel room. I looked at my reflection and spoke gently. You survived, I said. You didn't harden. I remembered the version of me on the floor months ago. I forgive you, I whispered to that memory. You didn't know better yet. My phone buzzed with messages. Thank you for saying that. That changed how I see myself. I'm starting over because of you. I typed one reply and sent it to all. You already had the strength. I set the phone down and breathed. There was no noise inside me anymore. No arguing. No replaying conversations. Just quiet. The next morning, I walked through the lobby and heard my name. Hey, Emily said softly. I turned. She looked unsure. Smaller. I watched you speak, she said. You were amazing. Thank you, I replied. I wanted to say I'm sorry, she added. I nodded. I know. She waited, eyes searching. I didn't offer more. I hope you're happy, she said. I am, I answered. That was enough. She walked away. I didn't watch her go. Outside, the air felt clean. I called Laura. Coffee. She laughed. Always. As I walked, I realized something simple. I didn't win. I didn't defeat anyone. I didn't get revenge. I moved on. I built something real. I built myself. And that was the only victory I ever needed. I smiled and said it out loud, just once. I'm free.